Hello Terra Mystica players, and welcome to the next video in my Which Faction series of videos, in which I show you particular game setups in Terra Mystica and we discuss which factions you would choose and I would choose under certain circumstances. Now these games are actual live games, so I will be showing you the results of the games, but not in this particular video. This is the second video. The first video was the 1A video. So if you've not seen that, please check it out. And then in this video, I'm going to be responding to your comments. And at the end of the video, I will show you which faction I chose. And then in the 1C video, the third video, I will show you how the game progressed and see how I got on with the faction that I chose. So in this video, I will be looking at the comments. So let's have a look at the first comment I got. So it comes from JWFCP. Seems like a job for a spreadsheet and a flowchart. Well, JWFCP, I think you are probably right. Many players of Terra Mystica do actually analyze data from previous games in spreadsheets. I don't actually make spreadsheets myself, but I have benefited from statistics provided by other players. And that's really how I know some of the opening moves for each faction. Many players who would likely do that actually play on a website called terrasnellman.com. And you can get some of the best Terra Mystica players on that site. It's very, very competitive. Okay, and the second comment is from Kao Diaz. Hello, I'm a new player of Terra Mystica and your videos are helping me a lot. Thanks. Well, Kao, you are very, very welcome. In base of what I've already watched, because I didn't play enough games to see all the factions in action, I would choose a faction that can build a sanctuary fast in the first round to pick 3 coin bonus, you mean the favor tile, and be able to hold the game until the 4th and 5th round to build all the trading posts, maybe fakirs, chaos magicians, or engineers. Well, of those 3 factions, I think I would go for the chaos magicians because they could actually build a sanctuary in the first round. And when chaos magicians build their temples or sanctuaries, for each one they get 2 favor tiles rather than 1. So chaos magicians can really take advantage of those favor tiles. And picking the 3 coin favor tile, as you mentioned, would be certainly a good pick. I would also go for the Earth 1, Earth 2, which provides 1 power and 1 worker income, and the Air 2, which provides 4 power income at the end of each round. So the chaos magicians could certainly do that and build the sanctuary. Fakirs or engineers could build a sanctuary, but I'm not sure of any major advantage in them doing that. For the engineers, I would build 2 temples. And for fakirs, perhaps a temple and some dwellings. But this particular setup requires Sanctuary Stronghold, or scores points for Sanctuary Stronghold in round 1. So I would go for your one, the Chaos Magicians, over the fakirs or the engineers. Yeah, so thank you, Kyle, for your comment. Very good comment. And let's go to the next comment. Derrick McNab. Hello, Derrick. I think one of the last 2 players may pick the Giants, grabbing the Stronghold Sanctuary bonus tile and open with the Stronghold. So I would expect to be careful being near red, as I could be boxed in quickly from their ability. Well, yeah, the Giants do have a special ability, being able to transform any hex to their color with 2 digs, and they get a free 2 digs each round. But I don't think that actually matters which color you are, whether you're a neighboring color to giants or not, because any hex they can do that too. So if you are next to the giants on the board, then certainly watch out for them, because they can convert any hex once they've built their stronghold. But you're saying, yeah, being color boxed in, I like that thought, actually, thinking of what factions are likely to be picked after you, so you don't get color sandwiched on the color wheel, is certainly something to bear in mind. So red could certainly be picked in this game for sure. But thinking of what colors border red, you have yellow, and yellow has the nomads, and nomads I think are a particularly strong faction, very often picked, and I don't think nomads would need to worry too much about being next to the giants, because nomads can also convert with their stronghold ability. They can terraform any hex, any color hex they want. So you say Chaos Magicians might look tempting, as they could pick up a coin favor to solve the economy problem. Yeah, the lack of coins in the game, which Kyle mentioned. Early, along with one water trading post scoring favor. The one water scoring favor, as you have trading post scoring in round 4 and 5. I would still look to get that, but perhaps get it later on in the game. For my Chaos Magicians, I would still go for the Earth one and the other income favor tiles, and then building another temple later in the game, I would go for that water favor. I still think that the Earth one rather than the Water one will score you more points through the game, even though trading post scoring is in round 4 and 5. Do the Chaos Magicians take less actions than other factions early? I don't think they do. It would go from a dwelling upgrade to a trading post to a temple, and then temple to a sanctuary. That's the standard Chaos Magicians opening. So you say that because you want to get the 7 coin power action. Now, usually the power action is not what everybody's after in round 1, but again, you're thinking of the lack of coins. Now, usually it's the digs that everyone's after, even with a lack of coins. The way to get over that lack of coins is to still go for the dig power actions in round 1, but then go for the coin power action in round 2, or when you pass to round 2, grab any coins available in the bonus card. So maybe there is one bonus card with, as in this game, with the 4 coins and 1 cult step. Be the first to pass out of the round and grab that. It's going to help you a lot. And then maybe you can even grab the coin power action in round 2. But the digs in round 1 are really the most sought after. But yeah, if you're last to pass out of the round and you don't feel you're going to get coins in round 2 and you really need them, then sure. But that might be a lower priority for round 1 in my strategy. And the next comment comes from Sir CB1. Hello, Sir CB1. I would probably go for Alchemist myself and try to pick up the Priest or Stronghold bonus card. I like it. The round 1 Stronghold gives the power to take a lot of territory that really pays off later. Agreed. Try and upgrade digging and build as much as you can for scoring. Focus on fire and water cults. So 2 cults you want to focus on with the alchemists that are not traditionally strong in the cults. And if you're going to be upgrading your digs, you're going to need priests for that. So, and also with the particular scoring, you need to have a good shipping ability in this game. So you're going to need priests for that. So you're going to need a lot of priests for your strategy here. That may be a weakness. Sending priests to cults. So usually the alchemists are less strong in the cults, but I would certainly look at getting the some progress in the fire cult in round 1. Absolutely. Take those blue spots that would let the mermaids connect up a large network. Good point. Yeah, the mermaids can certainly connect up a large network in this setup. So be looking to get the network scoring and the extra scoring from the distance between your sanctuary and stronghold could go to the mermaids if they get that large network with their shipping. So if you were able to get to hem them in a bit by getting those blue spots, especially being their color neighbor as the alchemists, then yeah, very good point there, Sir CB1. I like that a lot. And the final comment comes from Simon Grandal, an extremely detailed comment here. So let's see if we can work our way through this. Thank you, Simon. So the alchemists seem very strong with those round bonuses. So yes, Simon, I agree with you there. So the crux of your plan seems to be to build the stronghold, to get the priest power action and send that priest to the fire cult, and also build a temple because you feel you won't get the double dig power action because the mermaids would take it. There may be another way to get extra workers on the board, even if you don't get the double dig power action. Perhaps you could take the single dig or upgrade shipping and get some more dwellings on the board for worker income, which is very important for the alchemists by that method. But then upgrading shipping is not so great because if you have a priest, you want to be sending that to the fire cult and getting the 3 spot in that fire cult. So yeah, an interesting idea. So you're upgrading a dwelling to a trading post for your first step, getting the priest power action. So bear in mind that some other faction may have a priest because there is a priest bonus card. And if you want to send that priest to the fire cult and get the 3 spot, which you do in your next move, then you're likely to miss out on that because anyone else who has a priest is going to throw that priest into the 3 spot before it comes around to you again, and you're able to do that. So I'd probably end up throwing my priest into the fire cult, but doing that at the end because that 3 spot will probably get taken at the end of the round. I'll throw that priest into the 3 spot. Get another trading post is your next move, and then the stronghold, which will move, you get 12 power for building your stronghold, which will move your power into bowl 3, and then you'll get the 2 worker power action if that is still available, and then build a temple and get the Earth 1 bonus I think you mentioned later on, which yeah, that's a good idea because Earth 1 is usually fought for quite strongly in this game. The disadvantage of this strategy, of course, is you're not taking the double dig in round 1, so you're not making any impact on the board. So especially with Loon Lakes, it's very easy to get boxed in. And so trying to get digs on the board, get dwellings on the board is something that would take a higher priority than maybe getting the temple, but you're saying the mermaids are likely to take that double dig. And then pass out to get 4 points if you have that bonus tile. Now that bonus tile, you're talking about the stronghold scoring bonus. You say at the top, the dream would be to get the stronghold scoring bonus card, so you have a total of 8 starting workers and 15 coins, which I didn't mention earlier on. Now getting that, as I'm in seat 2, and it's the Sanctuary Stronghold scoring in round 1, that Stronghold scoring bonus is going to be very sought after in this game. So yeah, as you say, it's a dream to get that. I don't think I'm likely to get that. So maybe I wouldn't base my strategy on getting that. But then also high value in this game would be, for the alchemists, would be the 3 power and 1 worker or the priest bonus card. So that priest could go straight into the fire cult. Well, that is an unlikely outcome, but the dream is there. So yeah, it is an unlikely outcome. The problem with the alchemist is that the mermaids are very likely to take the 3 power bonus tile and get the double dig. Yep. Which makes the 12 power you get from the stronghold somewhat weaker, since they literally could go trading post into temple for Earth 1 and then take double dig before you to get the 12 power from the stronghold. Yes. So I think you would have to try and get it for your second round instead. So yeah, or just take the single dig, and it's yeah, it's very hard to build the temple in time to get Earth 1. You need a priest power action to get an advantage from the fire step that the alchemists start with. Yeah, I agree with that, but I would probably still go for the single dig, I think, and get the priest into the 3 spot on that fire. And I think as the alchemists are really looking for worker income, that would still work out okay. But yeah, Simon, a brilliant comment, very, very detailed, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. So guys, that's all the comments I have on the first video. So all that remains for me to do now is to reveal which faction I did actually choose in this game. Well, it was the Alchemists. So I agree with a lot of your choices there, the Alchemists. And that was very popular with you. And another faction that was popular with you guys was the Chaos Magicians. Now, were the Chaos Magicians actually chosen? Well, yes, they were. They were chosen by the human player in Seat 3. And what was the last faction to be chosen? Can you guess? Well, I was certainly hoping it wouldn't be a brown faction, because if that was the case, I would be color sandwiched. But it wasn't actually a brown faction. In the end, it was yellow. It was the Nomads. The Nomads. So a color neighbor to the Alchemists, which was good for me, because then not color neighbor to the Alchemists, color neighbor to the Chaos Magicians, which was good for me. Because I'm the Alchemist, not the Chaos Magicians. So how do you think I would get on in this game with this setup now? So we have Mermaids, Alchemists, Chaos Magicians, and Nomads. Let me know in your comments, and in the next game, I will show you how the game finished. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.